wrestling buddies want to be your buddies.
What's going on?
Hey, buddy. Buddy!
Dig it, sucker! Dig it!
You got me?
Dig it, sucker! Dig it!
You got me?
buddy.
Mad now.
Dig it! I'm okay!
As we think back to all the fond memories of our first 100 episodes, it's episode 101. It's time to blaze a new path, a new journey, a new day, if you will. It's the holiday season. We are in a festive mood. Not only is this episode 101, but this is the final live, I guess, show for the year, because next year's our best of, and then afterwards we got the new year coming on. So this is our last show in studio in 2015. So with that said, we welcome you to the Wrestling Compadres Slamcast. Yo! Energy. Gotta get it up. Or you could just wave to the camera. There you go, Scott. Oh, wow, you two just really, look at you wave. Look at them. If you're listening to this, you're missing out. You're missing out. All right, guys. So happy to be here. Thank you for everyone with the positive feedback in episode 100. It was strong, huh? People dug it. And, like, all the appreciation, people coming out of the woodwork on Twitter and stuff like that. It was really nice.
Yeah. Who would have thought Twitter had so much woodwork in it?
A lot of woodwork.
I thought it'd be cybernetics and, tubes.
No, it's all wood. Twitter's wood, man.
Yeah.
I'm talking maple.
Yeah.
I'm talking
cedar.
Cedar. And there's a lot of, what's the stuff you put to make wood smooth?
What about pine wood?
Pine wood.
Thompson's water seal.
A lot of Thompson water seal all over Twitter. It was just really awesome. So appreciate you guys for all the positive feedback on episode 100. We were in here for 2 hours. We had a blast. Thank you to Austin Aries, Thea Trinidad, Nigel McGuinness,
Charmel.
Sin Bodie, Charmel, and all the callers, all the fans that called in. It was just really cool. And so with that said,
Nuggets.
what's up, girl? So with that said, we got to start off strong with episode 101. So we got a very special friend, one of our favorites on the show. Not going to give it away just yet, just in case he gets busy and can't call. But he's coming up on the show. So let's get to the intros right now. We are at WrestlingBuds on Twitter.
Yeah.
We are Facebook.com/WrestlingBuds. I am at Jay Quasto on Twitter.
I'm okay!
And that dude right there wearing a sweet, sweet New Day shirt. He is the host. Stand up. Oh, there it is. He is wearing a New Day shirt, and he's pelvic thrusting. For all of you watching on YouTube, if you're listening on iTunes, go back and watch it. Find him on Twitter at Curtain Jerks. He's Scott Narver.
Scott Narver, he's Scott Narver. Curtain Jerk Compadre, he's always there to save the day. Scott Narver, he's Scott Narver.
Well, it's a new day. I'll have a new segment later on the show, and I'd like to thank 3MB, of course, for doing that song for me.
That was 3MB.
That was Heath Slater doing the vocals. That was Drew McIntyre doing the guitar.
I thought you said it was the roadie last
and
week.
Jinder Mahal was just being funny.
I thought you said it was the roadie last week. I thought last week you said it was the roadie.
I don't think so. No.
I believe you confirmed that last week it was the roadie.
I don't think there's any
I
record
thought
of
he
that.
said Jeff Jarrett last week.
He said Jeff Jarrett in the past.
See, you guys don't even have your story straight. You guys...
I was probably too busy
No,
on my
Chuck-
phone
no,
not paying
You were
attention.
probably blazing a new trail.
Chuck and I are in unity on this. I think you're changing your story, dude.
I don't think so. I mean, if listeners can
Look, I'm
give
on
proof of
whoever's
anything.
side can offer me the better deal here,
Well,
But, I mean, listeners, if you can have any record of this, which I don't think there is, I think this just goes out live and then it's gone forever.
You sure?
I'm sure.
okay. Just checking. Well, the guy to your right, he is the pride of TCU, the pride of Houston, Texas. He is back in LA, back in your hearts. Find him on Twitter at CRice17. He's Chuck Rice.
He's a man!
Yes, sir, with your Star Wars shirt.
Dude, I'm excited. Thursday, the Force Awakens.
You're seeing it in 2 days.
Yes, sir. I
right.
mean, but let's be real. How many people? Like, almost everyone's probably going to see it that opening
Oh,
weekend.
yeah.
Like,
Big time.
I will not be, but I will be seeing it probably at Christmas.
But you
Johnny,
got
have
the
you
Leia.
seen any of the Star Wars?
Yeah. I've not seen 1, 2, and 3. I saw 4, 5, and 6 when I was little.
He's rocking the Leia buns right now.
Am I?
The way
yeah.
you got your headphones on the side.
Well, that's because I have a date with Jabba later on.
Say Jabba
I mean, it's a
Novada.
man date. We're getting a burritos, whatever.
Is Salacious Crumb going to be there?
Yeah, for sure.
good.
You better believe it. I had
The
some
Jinder
friends.
Mahal of Jabba's palace.
Absolutely. I had some friends who were at the premiere last night.
Don't
And,
tell me that. That just makes me angry and jealous.
Yeah, well, you know.
That Johnny has friends.
Yeah. Oh, also, there's a soundbite that you just were jonesing to have on the show today.
Dude, I hope it gets played like 100 times today.
Now, listeners and viewers, you tell us. I am convinced that only people from Texas will appreciate this. Anyone else won't give a damn. But I'm going to play it for Chuck because JBL said it and he loved it. Here it is. This is during the Dolph Ziggler-Dean Ambrose match.
It's like watching Oklahoma versus Oklahoma State. Somehow you hope they both lose.
There you go.
What's there not to understand about that?
Explain that to everybody. There's a lot to not understand. If you don't watch college football, or if you're not from Texas, Scott has no idea what it means.
I'm from Texas. I don't watch college football. That's very inside baseball to me, and I know it's not baseball.
I'll play it one more time, see if you can decipher it.
It's like watching Oklahoma versus Oklahoma State. Somehow you hope they both lose.
There's a dig at JR.
Well, now listen.
Maybe. It may have been a dig at JR.
When you take it out of context and you didn't hear him talk about this match, I don't like either one of these people, and then he goes, it's clearly... He's a Longhorns fan, which
right?
He has poor taste in that.
Which
it's
they
fine.
they did beat the Sooners this year.
We can't blame him for that affiliation, but hey, you know, those teams are teams that are rivals in the Big 12,
The rivals of the school that he likes.
of each other as well.
Sure.
You
So
know,
they're all in the TNA World Title Tournament, right?
They are. They have 7 points.
I hate all of them because I went to TCU. So,
Of course you did.
know,
And
of
you
course.
have the best team out of all of them this year? Actually, Oklahoma's in the playoffs. Yeah,
unfortunately. But so it's like JBL saying, oh, can't they just both lose? You hate them both so much. That's what he's saying about Dolph Ziggler and Kevin Owens.
I like Scott's idea. It was a dig at JR. You know he's a boomer Sooner.
Well, whatever. Thank you, JBL. You had me cracking up. Not that you care, but...
What about me? I cut the damn soundbite for you. You're
Thank
welcome.
Johnny. Can we hear it one more time?
welcome.
Yes, we
One
can
more
hear it.
time.
Thanks, all Jays.
It's like watching Oklahoma versus Oklahoma State. Somehow you hope they both lose.
And the greatest soundbite in the history of our show, there.
It's a day of Johns. You're happy for the Johns, the Johnnies and the JBLs.
Absolutely. So we got the holidays coming up, y'all. What's everyone's plans? How about you guys? Oh, by the way, no, we can't do that yet.
No.
Dale Rutledge, unfortunately, last minute got called into fighting crime. So unfortunately, he's not on the show. But follow him on Twitter at DWalkingDale and listen to his intro right now.
I got a puppy. I got a puppy? Bad news.
But he will be on the Best Of show, as will all of us. And next week, it's going to be pure fire. You're going to love it.
So he's pulling a King Barrett right now.
Yeah.
What happened is Dale last minute had to be somewhere else, far more important than what is a title match at TLC.
Except we know where Dale is.
Oh.
Nobody knows where the King is.
Where's the King?
I don't know.
Here's the real
That was
question. How many
confusing.
people care
Well,
Where-
I'm going to say me.
where Barrett is?
Hey,
2
if
out
you
of 3. That's a statistic right there.
look, man,
All right.
if you have 4 in the League of Nations, I want to see 4 in the League of Nations.
And you got a king.
Yeah.
Man's a king. You didn't care, huh?
He hasn't done anything yet to me, and not knocking it. Just I was like, he's not there. I wonder where he is. It wasn't like some burning question in my mind for some people. Like,
just
oh
weird.
my God, where's Barrett?
It's just weird. You know,
Yeah,
they
you got a
just got
faction.
this faction going, you know? Should be there.
I don't get it.
So what's everyone's plans for the holidays?
I am going to go visit my family in Spokane
Love it.
and celebrate Christmas time there. Mm-hmm. And then I'll be heading on back.
Give me a hell yeah.
How about you?
I will be around here for the holidays,
Okay.
and I will do the Jewish tradition of Chinese food in a movie with some people.
Is that a tradition?
It's a tradition
Okay.
I almost did that one year.
with some
Just because
Jews.
you wanted Chinese food?
Just 'cause- well, I always want Chinese food in a movie.
Sure. I've never done that. Chinese food in a movie.
It's such a wonderful
You
tradition.
could walk into the theater?
Well, no, you don't take Chinese food to the theater.
Oh.
Chinese restaurants are open.
Got it.
They're one of
on
the
the day.
only things that are open on Christmas.
Oh,
It used to be
Christmas Eve.
Blockbuster Video as well.
Oh, yeah.
now they're gone.
Well, now they're a mirage.
And movies are open because there are movies that open on the day. I believe Hateful Eight is opening on that day, right?
I want to buy Star Wars tickets for me and my brother and my parents to go see it on Christmas night because I'll be flying back here because my mom and dad moved to California. So
Nice.
I'd like to do that.
That'll be good.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, for sure. So you're going to stay here, Chinese food, movie theater.
What are you doing, Johnny?
Actually, I fly back east Wednesday night. So not shortly after Takeover, but that night I'm doing a red eye. Friday, I'm really excited, guys, because Friday I'm going to Gettysburg. Once a year I do a little pilgrimage at Gettysburg, walk around the battlefield, pay respects, and just just feel the electricity of that battlefield, and then I'm going to
What was
final.
that face, Johnny?
What face?
You just scrunched your face.
It's
so
just because the feeling you get when you're on that battlefield, it's undescribable. It's a really
The ghosts?
it's just the energy, man. That it's with all the people that were there and all the people that went.
Yeah.
It's just something special. So I always go every year. But then I'm going to Philadelphia for Final Battle, Ring of Honor.
So you're going to a battlefield
And
where there
then
was a battle.
Going to Final Battle.
Where that's the final battle there is. There's
So
no more.
excited. I'm going to see Nigel and hang out there and see an amazing card. And it's all going to work out because the bell time, I believe, is 9 p.m. So I'm going to hustle to Philly.
That's rad.
Cannot wait. So stoked for it. It's going to be a lot of fun. And also, Philadelphia, I have 2 shows. Saturday night, December 20th, in Yardley, which is like a little suburb of Philly. So if you want to go, please hit me up on social media. And then Wednesday, December 23rd, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, I got my annual comedy show with my buddy Sean Green. It's going to be so fun. So please come out.
Johnny, what if Scott and I want to go?
I'd love to have you guys.
I can't. My mom booked a vacation for me,
No!
so I can't go.
Shout out to Aaron Snyder. Yeah, he always has an excuse every time. He's like, "When are you coming to Philly?" I'm like, "Here's a show, dude." "Oh man, I can't. I'm going somewhere else in the world now." Like the second time he's going out of the country.
All right, so I'll take a spot.
There you go.
Yes. Show
You
up.
gonna fly me to Philly, Johnny?
Hell no. But you could still go.
You can go in his carry-on bag.
Yeah.
Think I can fit?
I'll put you in the American Airlines overhead compartment. You know that airline's always on point.
I could be like,
Yeah. So that's that. So very excited about the comedy shows over the holidays, and I'm looking forward to going back to PA and then coming back here. But Final Battle, if anyone's in Philly and going to Final Battle, let me know, and we'll meet up and we'll talk. We'll enjoy the show.
he'll buy you a T-shirt.
Yeah.
There you go. He committed to it.
I will buy you.
That means a handshake.
Yeah, high five and a handshake for sure. Let's get into everything, guys. Why not? There's so many things we could go. We have a lot of avenues here. Obviously,
Let's
we got
go the avenue of wrestling.
I guess that's an option.
Blood and urine and vomit.
That's not a good option. I don't want to go there yet. Even though it was TLC.
Later on.
Yeah, a little bit
We'll
later.
earn
on.
it.
We got TLC to talk about. We got TakeOver, even though by the time people listen to this, it's going to be TakeOver time, but we could still talk about it. Obviously, the Final Battle card, the World Title Series is down to the Final 4.
Sure it is.
For crying out loud. And we have your new segment debuting at some point on the show.
That's right.
That's a celebration.
It is. It's a new day.
It's going to be a new day. Although first,
Let's talk.
first,
Yeah?
we got some Slamcast news.
Rocking those headphones low. It's freaking me out. I
Ready.
think they're going to slip off at any second. Then you will hear nothing.
Yeah, I know. Then the whole show's just effed.
It's just you going, huh?
All right. This is your Wrestling Compadres Slamcast news. Good news! Lucha Underground debuting on the El Rey Network January 27th. We were there this past Sunday. Can't say anything about it, but it's going to be a great season.
It was the most something of
Somethings. But it's going to debut January 27th on the El Rey Network. Full season, I believe 26 episodes from what we were told.
Pay the toll.
Party on. And the NXT Midwest Tour is going to be hitting Milwaukee, Green Bay, and Chicago January 14th to 16th, 3 nights in a row. That's a fun little Midwest swing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
Good time.
that's always great. NXT getting out on the road, probably going to sell out every show, so good for them. This is probably my favorite news story of the week. So as you know, Impact Wrestling is bidding adieu to Destination America.
Sure, their call.
Destination America's call, yeah.
Yeah, Impact Wrestling said, we're done with you, man.
And people wondered, Destination America must have suitable replacements for a show that probably got more ratings than anything else on their network, right? Well, their final Impact Wrestling on Destination America will be airing this week at 11 p.m., not 9, because of the vital programming of a Mountain Monsters Marathon. And then, after it leaves Destination America, it will be replaced during those 2 hours by none other than Epic Beach Homes and Epic Private Islands.
the hell
I'm
are
not
these
sure.
things?
I'm not sure who that's more a slap in the face to.
Those ratings.
Destination America or TNA Wrestling?
No, it speaks to Destination America just having not a clue, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, don't underestimate the draw of some of that reality TV to your middle America people.
Epic Beach Homes and Epic Private Islands. I mean,
Hey, everybody loves a good trash TV show, but I don't know if these are necessarily, Epic Beach Homes, Epic Private Islands. That's not. There's no name. There's not really a cool.
Okay, how come
catch
those
to that,
shows got made?
I don't know.
cheap? They're way cheaper than wrestling. That's why.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I mean,
Just go out there, you shoot it, you get some talking heads. That's it.
there's a lot of traveling involved, though. Epic Beach Homes, and I mean, I just did a travel show for the internet, and that costs a lot of money. This is Epic Private Islands.
I think it's cheaper than putting up a wrestling show, though.
Perhaps. I think it'd be great if it's literally just one island and they just pretend the whole season to be on different islands. Like, we ain't got in the budget. We're just going to one place, and it's right off the coast of Jersey. That's where they end up.
Goofy move.
Yep. So, Destination America, we wish you the best. I didn't think we'd ever speak about you again.
I don't.
But, yeah.
I don't wish Destination America the best.
I'm happy for Impact.
Hang in there, but no, I don't give you the best.
No.
Impact Wrestling, you get my best.
Impact Wrestling is...
So bitter.
No, it's not
No,
bitter.
it's not bitter. I don't care about Destination America. I have no stake in them.
Yeah.
Like they took a show, they took a perfectly good wrestling show with a fan base to it.
Yes.
They moved it around like crazy. It was like Fox with Family Guy in the beginning. They
Same
moved
thing
it around
with-
like crazy.
Okay, but
They didn't
you're
advertise
forgetting
it?
you're forgetting what happened that led to some of this, and it's been reported as Dixie Carter being Dixie.
Well,
And
look,
very there's. You don't just take a show off the air without some sort of reason. The ratings were low.
I know.
It wasn't drawing like they advertised. Half the people that Impact promised they were going to have under contract and have there left to go to WWE or elsewhere. Like Dixie emails got leaked that were like not supposed to. Because it wasn't just oh well, we're not happy with the product. TNA business side of it did a lot to cause this to happen.
We
too.
all know, though. It goes without
Yeah.
saying. We know Dixie's shortcomings and her mistakes, but also they also got rid of Ring of Honor unceremoniously, kind of in a short amount of time. Ring of Honor does everything on the up and up. So I just think Destination America's throwing spaghetti at the wall, and I think this will be officially the last time we mention Destination America on the show.
That'd be all right.
Unless something else funny comes up, and then I'll be sure to mention it.
If they eat that spaghetti that they threw on that wall.
Hey, sometimes you got to. Mom spaghetti. Lose yourself in the moment. You know how it is.
I do.
Okay. Sammy Callahan, Kyle O'Reilly returned to PWG this past weekend. I didn't get a chance to go, but I heard it was just crazy and insane as usual. So there you go. And I'll see Kyle O'Reilly this Friday at Final Battle, which is pretty dope. World Title Series for TNA will be airing live on January 7th during their tapings in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. So we have to wait to see the Final Four.
2016, right?
You got it, brother.
The final it doesn't culminate in 2018.
No, it's
Okay.
going to be January 7th, 2016. I don't know what day of the week that is, but that's when it's going to happen.
So we will eventually have a new champion.
Yeah, we're going to have a new champion.
Okay, that's the refresh button from that point, and then I'm excited.
Good to go. So you and I, we're going to get to the Final Four, but that's when it's going to happen. And also, I don't know if you saw this story this week, but and I just want to talk about this because I understand JBL's response here. So during the pay-per-view, Michael Cole accidentally called Sin Cara Kalisto or vice versa, whatever. It's a simple mistake that happens during live broadcasting, and I guess a bunch of people on Twitter started busting balls.
Well, even Xavier did that. He yelled at him.
Yeah. So people on Twitter started busting like JBL and Michael Cole. So he basically responded back. It's like, you calm down, you morons. Like, it's a simple mistake. Two guys wearing masks. And I just want to give my support to that. I mean, there comes a point.
I'm sorry, not to cut you off. People really care that he made a mistake, and it was like a... Are you serious?
It's just people being douchebags, and it's stupid.
Jeez, what is wrong with people?
I guess it's just in the heat of the moment of...
That's what it is.
Such a significant moment for both of those guys.
Yep.
To not screw up which one is which. Maybe is what it is.
Look,
Just to play devil's
it
advocate.
sometimes happens. Dude, when I've made mistakes calling matches. I mean,
What?
I've called the wrong guy.
That's why you're
That's
not
less-
there, buddy.
Yeah, you're
That's
probably right.
less
No,
shocking.
amongst many reasons.
Less shocking, but...
But I'm just saying, in the moment when you're broadcasting
They're both
live,
wearing masks. A lot is happening in
Yeah.
that match. It's,
matches like that are very hard to call because they're so fast forward.
Yeah, you got,
So-
what is it? 7 guys that are technically the participants of that match.
Yeah.
hey, look, wrestling fans.
Calm
we
down.
can be better than this.
Yeah, it's like I give my support to anytime a broadcaster makes a mistake, you have to understand sometimes it's live. And that's a simple mistake. It's not even a difficult one. It's like, whatever. Okay, wrong name. Same team.
I'm not an announcer, have never been one, will not pretend to ever be able to do that job, okay? But when you hear the stories of talking to people that have worked at WWE as announcers and broadcasters, you know, and you hear everything that they're going through during that broadcast, with a lot of people talking to them in their headphones.
Oh, yeah.
You know, other things going on. You're calling a show for 3 hours.
Yep.
Plus,
You're juggling a lot.
You got ads, you got copy, you got all kinds of stuff.
You're going to make a mistake sometimes.
You do. Dude, Championship Wrestling, I got 2 people in my headset at all times
and
during a 3-hour taping. It's
little
like...
people?
And the fact that they mix someone's name up to the same match that's wearing the same freaking mask, give me a break here.
Exactly. So I just want to give my support to the broadcasters.
You know how I'm going to give my support to JBL?
Tell me, what's that?
You could play that clip for me.
It's like watching Oklahoma versus Oklahoma State. Somehow you hope they both lose.
Bam!
That's right.
It's getting more confusing each time.
Yeah, but don't you worry about it. Just keep wearing that unicorn shirt.
I will.
Boom. All right, so that is the Slamcast News. All right, y'all. A lot has happened, and I'm glad you guys are on the show because you're 2 people who have been relatively disenchanted recently.
I gotta go.
Scott,
What?
stay here. Put your headset back on.
Fair enough.
Along with our friend Frank the Clown, he actually wrote a long piece about how upset he's been as a fan, and actually he chose to not go to, is it a pay-per-view or a Raw? And he said, for the first time in years, I had the option to go, and I chose not to. And he basically wrote a long thing saying, look, we want to support your product. We want it to thrive. We want it to be amazing, but stop insulting the fans' intelligence. And it got a lot of play online, and it was a really good, really well-written piece. So kudos to Frank the Clown for giving his opinion there. And I know you both, especially you voiced that opinion over the last couple of weeks.
It did, yeah. There's always something, no matter what era or time of wrestling that I've looked at. You know, I remember like 2005, 2006 kind of being a drop down. There's always something in the undercard. There's always something going on that I always want to see. Mm-hmm. But there could be stuff in the main picture where I go, just not grabbing me.
Yeah.
Not interesting, or it's played out, or it's stale, or it's forced. Something about it, and that's, some people are more fickle and will just sooner just stop watching. But sometimes it happens. But it's great when it picks back up and it gets a resurgence.
I know you kind of felt the same way. So after TLC, which expectations were relatively low amongst the masses, and after Raw, which was eventful to say the least.
The very least.
What are your overall thoughts now over the past, say, 48 hours?
I'm intrigued.
Okay. That's good.
You know, it always comes in waves, I think, with them, and I think that, you know, right now they're getting ready to go into their Royal Rumble season, which is when they usually start to pick things up and really amp it up. I think they made a really smart decision to have Sheamus lose the title before the Rumble, because I think that sets up some very interesting scenarios for leading us up to that pay-per-view and the Rumble itself. I'm intrigued, and I like what they did, because I have been very uninterested lately.
You're not the only one.
And I will watch again next week, because they told a story this week that was like, all right, cool, something's happening different.
Mm-hmm. Scotty?
Everything is massively exciting, except for the world title, for me. Like, I mean, the Wyatts, Team ECW.
Yep.
All that
what a
stuff.
match. On both nights, but especially
Both
Raw.
nights.
Good
Yeah.
God almighty.
Oh, my God. Luke Harper did a Taka Michinoku driver on Rhino.
Crazy.
At TLC. That blew my mind.
Yeah.
There was great stuff. New Day still rocking. Lucha Dragons was awesome. Usos. Everybody's killing it. But as far as the main title goes, I'm still not hooked. And that's always the main thing that's going to get me to avidly watch. Mm-hmm. I think there was some stuff on Raw that was really great, but that's still not super compelling to me.
Did the appearance of
Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Did that help you at all?
Oh my God, I loved it.
Okay.
I love Vince. You
Anytime
give me
Vince is on, you can't.
All that stuff about Vince saying that he's too old to be on camera, I hated that.
in a match at WrestleMania this year. You know, he's becoming a very big Hollywood star on the levels of, you know, you see. I know he's not at Rock's level, but you see people often writing about them in the same things, and I think that if you can't have Rock, he's not a bad runner-up to that.
Not at all.
No doubt. Ric Flair still interfering in his daughter's matches. This time around, helped Becky win the tag match. Not sure where it's going.
Or supporting. He's a loving father, Johnny. There for his daughter.
Completely. Wow.
It's no different than a father taping a daughter's dance recital.
Well,
is that interfering?
Did your dad ever trip your friends to help you get ahead?
It was an accident, probably.
Yeah. Like he was just moving around to get a better shot with his old camcorder.
Was that what it is? Am I just being a hater?
You're a hater.
You're a hater.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna have to bust out that meme you sent me.
Which one was that?
You're a hater. Coulter. You're a hater.
Oh, you're a hater. Yeah, that's true. That's a good meme. I made that one.
Yeah, you did from your own little
Very
fingers.
proud. Oh, my fingies and my phone.
You leave old man Ric Flair alone.
Well, what my point is, what's going on? Because it's like you literally have two heels now going against each other. You have Paige and Charlotte. People are confused.
Are you confused, Scott?
I get it. It's a loving father and daughter together, just trying to win and hold on to a championship.
You son of a bitch.
You're not helping at all.
Leave my mother out of this, will you?
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm not quite sure what's confusing to you, buddy.
What I'm saying, people, it's hard to get invested when you have two heels going at it sometimes.
Well, I mean, Charlotte.
Is it really that hard to get invested?
For some people,
Johnny?
I'm into it regardless. I'm saying though, traditionally,
I think we're moving to a point now where Charlotte has defeated Paige significantly twice.
Yep.
And Becky's in the background there, so it's probably moving on, right? It's probably moving on to Becky. Paige has had her shots and she didn't get it done.
Becky doesn't like how Charlotte's winning.
So we're gonna go.
And then you're gonna have those two feud.
We're gonna have good guy versus or good gal, bad gal.
I guess we will.
Right?
Sure.
Pretty simple, right, Johnny?
All right, fine. Just you guys,
Johnny,
just gang up on me.
Johnny,
yeah,
it's professional wrestling. It's not that complicated.
I don't think it's that complicated, but I'm just.
Sometimes things are gray, man.
Hey, it's just my opinion. Don't get mad at me. Just my opinion.
Hey, the lighting's great in here.
The lighting is better lighting. It is really good in here. The triple threat ladder match: New Day, Usos, Dragons. Good God Almighty! I just want to give a shout out. Holy crud, that was phenomenal. So hard to keep up with. And
their speech on Raw was great too.
Yeah,
I thought that was cool how they did that. A real moment, and then they got back to the shenanigans, and it led into the next. I mean, I guess another match presumably is going to take place.
The New Day celebration was something else. They just took their shoes off for no reason and started flipping out.
Yeah, I mean, they killed it at the pay-per-view. I mean, what Kalisto did with one of the Usos that...
Are you sure it wasn't Sin Cara?
I'm pretty sure. Oh, yeah, then he said he did the Swanton afterwards for no good reason.
Yep.
Like to, I don't know which Uso it was, so everybody can yell at me on Twitter or give me more spoilers like you did all last weekend.
There you go.
Wait, you didn't know which Uso it was?
No.
But this was such a pivotal moment in their careers, Scott.
Cool. Which Uso was it there, Chuck?
I don't know which one you're talking about.
And how about the Wyatts and those damn Dudleys on Raw? Tommy Dreamer gets Harper on his shoulders and puts him through 2 tables. Dreamer's a beast, man. And then Strowman slammed him through a barricade. The guy is crazy.
They're all crazy.
Yeah, that's true. They are.
Which is great.
But Dreamer especially, though. God damn.
I'm looking for more Rhino action here. Because they teased that Rhino Reigns thing, and Rhino still got it. He's awesome, and I want to see more Rhino.
Okay.
And Eric Rowan got the win.
It's about time.
That was surprising.
Yeah. With him, they weren't even using 50-50 booking. It was like 10-90, you know? I really like how that match on Raw was phenomenal. Mm-hmm. And from start to finish, everything that went down, you needed 19 camera guys to cover it all. And then the way Rowan won with going through the table.
It's really cool that the Wyatt family actually won something, too.
Yep.
Two somethings. 2 big somethings.
Finally.
And it was cool that
those
guys came in and did the job for them.
Build them up, man. Build them up. Build the League of Nations up. You know, all that stuff.
If they all want to show up or not, you know, depending.
Remains to be seen. Before we get to the brand new segment run by Scott Narver, let's do a quick little NXT TakeOver review, predictione, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Here's the deal. It's going to be good. Let's start off.
There you have it.
Yeah. Apollo Crews versus Scott's favorite wrestler, Baron Corbin.
More hater speech.
You're a hater.
If Baron Corbin was sitting on that couch right now, what would you say to him?
Oh, I'd say, "What's up, bro?"
Fist bump, handshake.
Johnny, you know what Johnny would say to him? He'd say, "Hey man, if you ever get injured, I'm a physical therapist. I can help you out."
Yeah, I'd be nice about it. Sure.
Would you give him a discount, or would you charge him full price?
I'd probably, I generally do it pro bono. So I'm a good person,
Okay.
you know.
All right.
So who's gonna
That's
win?
exactly what Johnny would say to him.
Apollo Crews, Baron Corbin. Who's gonna win?
Johnny, I'm going to go with your favorite guy. I'm going to go Baron Corbin.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going Apollo Crews.
You got to go Apollo Crews. He's got a #1 contender shot anytime he wants it.
Sure, anytime he wants it, but Baron Corbin is looking to get him and win your affection.
Here's the thing, though. They really want Baron Corbin to be something, so...
Yeah, well, Apollo Crews already is something, so... Speaking of
You're
affection,
like Michael
though,
Hayes.
what?
Well, somebody already is something, all right? So give me another cigar and put me in the Hall of Fame, will you?
I mean, I was thinking all that. I just didn't want to say it. Speaking of affection, you know who has won me over? Didn't think I'd ever say this.
Oh, boy.
I really enjoy Dana Brooke. She is really, really improving as a character and what she's doing. What she did this past week, really enjoyed it.
JQ loves DB?
She's winning me over, man. Yeah,
You might have to fight Ziggler over her.
that's fine. But her and Emma as a team, I'm really liking it. As a heel team. And then what she did with Tom Phillips, the interview this past week, I really like that. She's throwing in wrinkles that a lot of people don't do. Like she's
Right.
doing character-y things that a lot of times people are afraid to do in NXT.
Yes.
And that's what I'm into.
Oh, that's pretty
Sure,
cool.
that's what he's into.
Oh, she's not my type. I'm just saying.
Oh.
I really like the
Who's
character.
your type on the
I don't
roster?
have a type.
So
Who's your type on the roster? If there's a lady
Not
available on the
going
roster,
there. Who's going to win the
and you
match?
just said, like,
Asuka versus Emma.
What he's saying is he would not offer her free physical therapy.
I see, no pro bono.
Oh, I would.
I'm going to go Asuka.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's on a roll.
It's going to have to be Asuka. But kudos to Dana Brooke and Emma. I really like what they've done as a team. Emma's gotten in ridiculous shape over these past couple of months. And what they've been doing, even though everyone knows Asuka can destroy anybody, the stuff they've been doing that's been really underhanded makes you believe, like, oh, they might do some damage to her.
I'm calling upset.
Wow. Okay.
Upset.
I'd be okay with that too.
Okay.
I like what they've been doing. It makes, like, I'm watching, I'm like, you know what? These are credible foes. And I think it's going to be a really fun match to watch.
Yes.
So kudos to Emma and Dana Brooke, really pulling off some good heel tactics. Speaking of ladies, Bayley versus Nia Jax for the NXT Women's title with, I'm assuming, Eva Marie ringside.
I'm going to go DQ on this.
Yeah, I do see a weird finish.
Yeah, like I don't know if Bayley's going to pull it out on the first go-around, but I think she retains.
Okay.
Bayley retains.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen enough Nia Jax. She hasn't had to sell one time yet. She still hasn't gotten in any trouble whatsoever. And I don't think we find out how good you really are until you have to sell and until you have to make people believe that you might be in jeopardy.
Right.
Or they could just turn this thing into a Nia Jax is so dominant and she just destroys Bayley a la Lesnar or Cena at SummerSlam. I don't think so. Because Lesnar had a lot more clout behind him.
A little bit.
A little bit, champion and everything in life.
Yeah.
But
beating Undertaker.
yeah.
Yeah,
NCAA
Nia Jax hasn't
champion.
fought Undertaker yet.
UFC champion. She has not fought the Undertaker.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think a dirty finish may happen here. Maybe, perhaps, Eva Marie cost Nia Jax the title accidentally by trying to cheat or something. I don't know. Maybe.
No good. They'll have a falling out.
Maybe. Anytime Bayley's in the ring, though, it's worth watching. So that we will see.
Would you offer her
Are you kidding
physical
me?
therapy?
Yeah, in exchange for a hug. Come on, she's a hugger.
only one hug?
Whatever. One hug's good. You okay with it? Can we get off the physical therapy thing, for God's sake?
Would you get a hug from Baron Corbin?
I'll give him a hug.
Would you hug it out?
He's a tall guy. He's like 6'9", but I'll give him a hug.
Yeah, it's not Strowman. He's not going to choke you out.
Well, maybe. He could.
Strowman will.
He could lift me up. Dash and Dawson, Enzo and Cass is going to be another good one. Really excited for this. I think. Nah, I don't think Enzo and Cass. Damn it, I want them to, but I don't think they do.
Here's I don't want Enzo and Cass to win.
Why is that?
Because then they'll have the NXT tag titles.
And they will stay down
and
there?
then they'll stay down there. I want them on the main roster.
Agreed.
So I don't want them to win.
I want them on the main roster, and then Carmella can do her own thing in NXT and continue to grow by herself instead of kind of being in the shadow of those two.
No, I want her coming up with them.
Really?
Yes. They're a unit. They all work very well together.
All right.
I
Scott,
go Dash and Dawson.
they did just recently win. It would be surprising. They have been kind of flip-flopping the tag titles around quite a bit.
And they might keep flip-flopping.
I mean, Vaudevillains defended it like twice before they lost it. So that's a tough call. I'm going to say Dash and Dawson retain, and I think you're right. I think Enzo and Cass, we may be seeing them up there relatively soon in the main roster. And finally, Finn Balor, Samoa Joe NXT Championship. Samoa Joe has choked him out like a zillion times now, and he's losing a lot of saliva, Finn Balor.
He's going to be dehydrated.
a lot of dehydration. This is going to be phenomenal, this match.
That's like Big Show promo amount of saliva.
Yep,
being dropped.
A lot of saliva.
I wish Joe would walk out of there as the champion, but he will not.
I feel like this feud ain't ending. This is not the end of it.
They're not going to have Finn Balor lose in overseas.
The UK.
Yeah.
Ooh, or will they?
I love Joe too much. I'm going to vote Joe every single time.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
Joe
don't
would
care
be
about logic.
phenomenal,
I'm just going to
but-
say Joe.
You're right. I think it's UK. I think you got to send the people home happy. But I do believe that it's going to end up with an attack after the match where Samoa Joe stands tall.
Samoa Joe will leave this special network thing looking strong.
Oh, yeah.
He will not leave looking like a bitch.
No doubt about that. So it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. It's going to be another great event. Kudos to everyone at NXT, behind the scenes, in the ring. Everyone's doing great, and we can't wait to see it. With that said, Scotty, are you ready for the new segment?
I got a new segment for you guys.
All right. I don't have any music. You didn't tell us anything about it. It's a surprise.
It's a surprise. I got a new segment. So okay, we talk serious from time to time, but as listeners know that have been very supportive over these 100 episodes, I love all things ridiculous.
Yeah, you do.
I love things silly. I like talking about all the goofy stuff.
And right now, Dale is cringing listening to this.
Oh, he sure is.
Knowing that we have no idea what's coming.
Darn right, Dale. So I ask you guys, we've all played the game Would You Rather?
Oh, boy.
So I ask you guys, in this scenario for this week, if you woke up tomorrow and you had an affliction, you either wake up with all of the tattoos that Hakushi has on his body, or would you rather wake up tomorrow the skin color of Hulk Hogan? What you gonna choose, brother?
And what you gonna do?
And that's the question?
Yeah,
That's the
what
whole
you
segment?
gonna choose, brother? So you can ask questions about what happens in this scenario. What would you rather?
Okay.
If you have any.
Well, let's get started.
Yeah. So,
Well,
we have the photos available. We have this. Obviously, we all know the color of Hulk Hogan. He's orange. The man's orange.
He at certain moments, yes.
So you go through the rest of your life.
Is
being
it
an
current
orange
Hulk
man.
Hogan or like before he did this to himself, Hulk Hogan?
Oh, this
because you
is-
didn't specify.
It's this Hulk Hogan right here. It's not the body.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking skin color. The skin color of orange.
Okay, what's our other option?
The other option is
Oh, dear.
the rest of the Hakushi.
Oh, boy.
That you have these tattoos from your head, on your arms, on your face.
It looks like there's like a treasure map. Mm-hmm. I'm going Hogan skin tone.
I'm going Hogan skin tone because I can sit inside and let the tan fade.
Yeah.
No. You're forever this color.
Oh, it's stuck.
Yeah,
Like,
this
so
is
it's like
forever.
a tattoo. It's like a tattoo.
Can I have
You
these
can
tattoos
ask
removed?
questions before.
Can I have these tattoos removed?
No, you cannot.
Oh, boy.
No.
USA!
These tattoos are on you for the rest of your life.
I'm still going Hogan skin tone because chicks dig tans.
Okay? No questions, though. You're just going with this? You
No
don't wanna
questions
know
at all.
about it?
I'm not sure what those tattoos mean.
Well, you could certainly ask if you wanted
I
to.
could ask.
There's an open time slot here for
That's
questions.
a lot of dialogue on one body, man.
Now, including the face tattoos.
Yes. Absolutely.
Now, is it in the same style as his?
The
those are,
exact
good because
same
those were
tattoos.
painted on.
No,
Those-
but Chuck, I'm telling you, these are tattoos.
You're not
on your
going to let
body
me
for the
have
rest of
this
your life.
loophole, are you?
No
No,
loopholes.
there's no loophole.
No, Scott
What
Narver
you gonna
never
choose,
does.
brother?
Scott
There's
Narver
no
never
loopholes.
does any loopholes.
Oh man, Johnny, you're going the nasty, like sausage casing skin.
You sure?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure.
You're going orange. Wow. No questions, though. All right.
I just
Expected
I don't
questions.
think
About
How
what
did
your
my-
life could be with these things on.
tattoos
Anything
on my
about the-
face would make me lose some work.
Or would it help you gain some work?
Doing what?
You could
Well,
be.
it's nothing. It's not working right now, Johnny. So maybe a change of.
You could have been in the WWE film Vendetta, starring Big Show and Dean Cain.
Why were there tattooed people in there?
It was a prison movie, Johnny.
Well, I didn't
Had you asked
see
questions,
it.
you could have had the fame and fortune of being in Vendetta, but you left that out.
Could Johnny
That's
keep?
why questions are important.
Could Johnny keep this hairstyle with those tattoos?
Absolutely.
Oh, I think you should go the tattoos, Johnny.
Which way are you going?
I haven't decided yet.
Well,
I'm putting
it's
off
still
the
open to questions
inevitable.
for
Here's
a
the
short
thing,
time
though,
here.
man. The tattoos, as I get older, it's gonna be like a run-on sentence. No,
I'm going orange skin.
All right, Chuck's going orange skin. He'll be another orange human being in the world.
Then again, if I went tattoos all over my body, I'd have to deal with a lot less small talk with people
This is true.
about things like the weather, about things like, hey, how's the comedy thing going?
How old am? Oh, it's if I woke up tomorrow.
Yeah, you wake up tomorrow. Which affliction do you have for the rest of your life?
Well, he's already going orange skin.
Yeah, he's going
I'm
orange
going
skin.
orange.
If I went tattoos, I'd have to do a lot less small talk, which would be pretty cool.
Okay.
And when I smiled at people, they'd be really confused.
Yeah, or feared.
Yeah.
Could be feared.
You wouldn't be allowed around children anymore,
Wait,
Johnny.
I could be the new face of fear.
You could be. Yeah.
You know what? I'm changing it. I'm going Hakushi tattoos.
You're going Hakushi tattoos. All right. Well, there you have it. That was what you're gonna choose, brother.
Was that? Oh, that's the bid for this week.
That's it.
Okay. Every week.
Every week I'll have new questions for you guys of what would you rather choose, and
I dig that.
there will be questions that if you have any questions you can ask them.
Okay, I love that. Well, let's get into Ring of Honor Final Battle. This is just going to be so fun.
Welcome to Philadelphia.
That's right, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, my home, baby. AJ Styles, Jay Lethal for the title. Bobby Fish, Roddy Strong for the TV title. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, grudge match. Number one contenders tag match. Bucks, All Night Express, Briscoes, them boys. And the six-man tag with Shelley, ACH, Seidel versus Addiction and Chris Sabin. That's not even the whole card. This is going to be fast forward intense of a paper. I'm so excited to see it live.
Yeah, the only thing I'd say that maybe in the negative column is it's like a super card, so
Yeah, it
you
is.
know every match is going to be that intense. I don't know how you keep up the energy and keep it going, but they're all pros, so
Red Bull,
Yeah, a lot of Red Bull.
gives you wings,
cocaine,
Give me a hell yeah.
gives you nosebleeds,
So
Steroids.
does Red Bull, if you think about it.
gives you prunes and tater tots.
Prunes and tater tots.
Are you just ordering right now?
And it's a one-stop shop. But no, you're right. There are only, I think, 7 matches on the card, so they will have a decent amount of time for everyone. I believe it actually goes live 9 p.m. Eastern on pay-per-view. So, AJ Styles and Lethal, 2 of the best.
That's insane.
They're going to tell a great story, especially with Truth Martini ringside.
And Lethal's only got one title now, so he's going to want to hold on to that as much as he can.
Very true. And then you got Bobby Fish, Roddy Strong. I mean, 2 more guys that their resume speaks for themselves. I'm really excited for Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly. The promos Adam Cole has been cutting on O'Reilly. O'Reilly's not much of a talker. He's more just get in the ring, do what he does.
Let's his
do it.
actions do the
Actions.
talking.
He does. But Adam Cole, man, his promos have been phenomenal.
Johnny, if you were a wrestler, would you be a talker or a doer?
Oh, God, I'd be all talk. You kidding me?
Would you be one of the guys that like runs in fear?
Oh, yeah. I do now. I don't even wrestle. I know Scott would be too.
What? What do you mean? I'm a doer, man.
Oh, yeah?
I'd probably
Yeah?
I'd probably stupidly not run and get my ass kicked.
You would be, yeah, Chuck would be the worker out of the 3 of
Well,
us.
Chuck would just be in the corner not paying attention to what?
Oh, hot tag? Oh, shit, I missed it?
Should I be the one to come in and destroyed?
That'd be hilarious. That would be funny. No, I'd totally run in fear.
All right.
I think Scotty would probably...
I'm a brave guy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, you put me in the ring with anybody and I'll stand up toe to toe.
Well, you
Fight them.
look down on some of them.
Because they're short.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a tall guy.
Which
Braun
genuinely...
drink of water.
Strowman.
Which makes you a better person.
God, that guy scares me. No, I'd run away in fear.
That's for sure. But yeah, Adam Cole's been killing it. And the Bucks, All Night Express, Briscoe is just going to be ridiculously phenomenal.
You might get super kicked.
I hope I do. Oh, you know what happened? Apparently, PWG, some dude paid the Bucks $500 to super kick him, and it happened.
That guy could have saved $500 for Vince McMahon to call him a son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah, but apparently it happened. But it's going to be such a good pay-per-view.
He
If
might
you
have gotten
can,
kicked in the nuts, though.
if you're in Philadelphia, watch it. Are we good to make the phone call?
Yeah.
All right, could we call Alex Riley, Jonathan? If you could, please, sir. Let us
Is
know.
that
he's on
who
the-
our special guest is, Johnny?
Yeah, that's going to be
Whoa.
our special guest, my friend.
That was a great introduction for him.
Oh, no, I have an intro.
I hope so. He deserves a elite
Look,
intro.
every time he's on the show, I try to top my intro from the time before.
What if he's in the Rumble?
I hope he is. But every time, why is he, the screen shaking? But every time he's on the show, I try and top. Okay, he's on the line.
He's on the line.
It's time for the intro, and it's going to be hopefully the best one I've ever done for him. Are you guys ready?
High stakes.
All right,
High stakes.
I'm giving high
It's on the
stakes. I
line.
have the energy. Here we go.
Wait, hold up. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
He just popped off real quick.
All right.
One
Well,
sec.
I'm about to pop off with this intro.
Son of a bitch.
That's what's going to happen.
We're still recording.
I am ready.
You doing your squats?
Yeah. I'm getting some cardio in right now before I do the intro. It's going
Do
to
you
be
have
awesome.
a lot of ice cream
go.
push-ups?
Here we go. So it's time.
Hello?
Oh, here, I got an intro coming for you. You know I always got to bring it for you, A-Rai. So here we go. Are you ready?
I'm ready to go.
All right.
I'm ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, since episode 100 last week was a landmark show for us, we had to have a special guest on episode 101. So we reached out to a favorite on the show. He is a proud Boston College Eagle. He can kick your tail in the ring, then get on the mic and put it all over like a boss. We haven't seen him in our screens for over 7 months, which is far too long. So it's only fitting that he get back on the show that helped him launch the hashtag Free Riley movement. Ladies and gentlemen, find him on Twitter at Alex Riley WWE. He's Alex Riley!
You know, again, I know I mentioned this last time, but you are much better at that than Byron Saxton. I think you deserve a full-time job at the WWE.
Alex,
what do you think?
I'm ready for Orlando. Tell them now.
I think it's because you wear looser clothing.
Oh, you want to come down to Orlando, huh?
Sure, I'm ready.
You gonna help? You gonna help set up rings and travel Florida?
Dude, I'm ready, man. I know I can get a 2-bedroom apartment for $1,100. I'll take that all day.
Look
There
at
you
him.
go.
Hey, man, maybe you can offer to do physical therapy for them,
I'm
Johnny.
also a physical therapist. Any announcers get hurt, I'm in there.
Well, you know, I mean, that's whatever you got to do to make it in the WWE.
Exactly,
Got
man.
a lot of work.
Well, dude, first off, happy holidays. Welcome back to the show, and we're really excited. We have a lot to talk about. So, first things first, how are you?
I'm good, man. I'm great. You know, the rehab has taken a little bit longer than I would have originally liked. When the doc got in there, he saw a couple other things and tried to do this stem cell procedure. Basically, when he got in there, I was missing a lot of cartilage on the kind of the lateral side of my knee. So he did this. You know, he kind of did this procedure that hasn't really been approved yet. But it was Dr. Andrews down in Pensacola, who's, you know, as you know, a fantastic doctor and deals with a lot of professional athletes. He did a stem cell procedure, and you know, unbeknownst to me and the WWE, it was going to take, or it took a little bit longer for the recovery. But I'm glad he did it. You know, my knee feels great, and I honestly, I just cannot wait. I feel like I'm back in this cage again. You know, and I don't want to be here. I have got to get back in the ring. So I'm looking forward to it. I really am, and I feel healthy. I feel good. And just ready to go back out there and kick somebody's ass.
Well, I think what you said is correct. I think going the stem cell route in the long run was the better option. Now, you mentioned you had cartilage missing. Is this not your first knee surgery?
No. This is on the right knee. I believe it's my third.
Okay.
So it's been you know, the knee's pretty ground up at this point. I know when he took a look at the MRI and then after surgery, he said, you know, it's nothing that can't be overcome, but it certainly has taken a beating, and that's because of college football, you know, and then coming straight to the WWE. It's just, it's just one of those things where you know, you're not going to be young forever, and you just burn out a little bit. But it's as good as it's going to get, and I've said this before, until my knees completely give out, not one of them, but both of them, I will be in there.
There you
fighting
go.
it out.
And I think, you know, stem cells help regenerate. So I think taking the extra couple of months now is going to pay off in the long run.
Yeah. I'm happy I did it. It was tough to kind of fight that hard, as you guys know, for all that momentum and finally be granted it and then kind of have to get put on the shelf. But, you know, I think about this as a very long-term career. I'm still, at least for this business, certainly I feel very young, and just I want to get as much out of my body as I can. So I'm very glad that he did it.
Absolutely. Now, Alex? Does it feel different than like after the previous surgeries when you've had it before? I mean, or does it feel better, the same? What's the difference for you with the stem cells?
In all honesty, it feels better. I had a meniscus tear that I pretty much dealt with for about, because I actually originally I tore my meniscus in FCW, but a meniscus tear is, they say half the people just walking around have small meniscus tears. You don't really notice it. Mine, I felt a tiny bit of pain, but nothing that I couldn't ignore and just kind of get through. I thought it was just a strained knee. Come to find out about 2.5 years later, it was, I had just gotten, when I had done it, I had just gotten called up. And it was something where I could easily manage the pain, so I didn't really have it looked into, and it was a big time in my career, and it's certainly a very important time, so I let it go. And then when it got so bad, 3 years later, they went in and they kind of trimmed it out. After that, the knee, it didn't feel, again, wasn't anything that couldn't be dealt with, but it didn't feel great. And now it feels, after this procedure in the stem cells, it feels better than it has, God, I want to say in 5 or 6 years. So
wow.
Yeah, it took a little bit longer.
Well, yeah, when you're dealing with a meniscus tear, whether it's medial or lateral, that's loose cartilage floating around in your knee. And like I said, if someone's just kind of walking around, you can handle it. But when you're doing high-level athletics, it's going to catch up with you.
Yeah, and that's I could have this past surgery right before. I think I tore it, and again I tore it at another pivotal time in my career. I just kind of got cleared to get back in the ring, and they were going to give me an opportunity to get out there and and do what I had asked them to do for so long. And I kind of felt that the knee wasn't right. But I could get through a 15-minute match. I could get through a 10-minute match. When I noticed it the most was when, I'd go to Orlando and I'd practice, and we'd get on about 2.5 hours of practice, and my knee would just swell like a grapefruit. And I was like, there's something wrong here, and definitely needed to get it fixed. So yeah, they're things that if you don't get taken care of, they lag and they kill you in the long run.
And are we back in the ring right now?
We are. It's funny that I'm doing the show today, because I just literally got the official text message from Brian Duncan, who's been really helping me with my rehab down in Orlando. It's been great. That I am officially cleared for in-ring activity today, literally 2 hours ago.
You hear that round of applause right now?
It all kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
See?
Hey, we're breaking news right here on this show, guys.
Yes, we are.
Breaking news, as Booker T said, breaking news.
Speaking of which, are we going to have a pose down in 2016 or what?
I heard there was rumor that was going to happen, and I was in Jacksonville at the SmackDown taping and saw Booker, and he said that he's already announced it. Now, I would think he would have announced it on your show if he did, correct? Or has he not done that yet?
No, he has not. But the question is, is it all going to be another one of those Booker T works again, or is it going to be? Hey,
whoa.
I stand with A-Rai on this one.
I think we've all come to accept that, especially Booker T. I mean, he's got a lot of pull, I guess you could say, in the WWE at this point. So, but it's all in the spirit of fun and competition. If he does have it, he's going to have it. He said he's going to have it at WrestleMania, which will be in his home state of Texas.
Yep.
Houston's only a couple hours away, so I don't foresee the outcome being any different than it was last year. But if it helps Booker T get into a little bit more shape, if it gives him some motivation to live a little bit longer, then I'm all for it.
Well, I'll be your corner guy. I can do like a really good Mickey impression from Rocky, so that's an option.
Here you go, hawking yourself for jobs again.
Just saying, I can do it. Go ahead.
Hey, anything I can do to get you guys involved, as you guys have always done for me, I would be happy to. I don't know if bodybuilders usually have cut men, but I certainly will take one.
Hey, we're trendsetters here. We set trends.
Listen, A-Rai, I want to ask you, we've talked about Booker a little bit, and one of the things that I've kind of wanted to ask you about, you came into the WWE after having a career playing football. And a friend of the show, who is recently just left playing in the NFL, has been training with Booker to get into wrestling. Green as they come, but do you think that gives you an advantage or a disadvantage having played, at a competitive level like that?
That's a great question, and something I've thought about a lot as my career has progressed. Because of how I've been used and getting accustomed to what happens in the ring and really figuring out the wrestling business, which takes a long time. You think that and then you get another door opened, and it's like, wow, I never thought about it from that perspective. I think being an athlete and being used to the contact and the brutality of tackle football certainly helps. I think that's something that will it will get you used to what you have to do as an athlete in the WWE. Now, mentally, I don't think so. I think it hurts you. I think because wrestling is something that it's very individualistic, and even your coaches, they know from what they did and what they were successful at, but nobody can tell you how to be you. And I think what happens to athletes that come in here is they're so used to run to that line and catch the ball, and we'll pat you on the back and say good.
Right.
That's not how this business works. This business is, you have to create a path. You have to create a line of your own, and then maybe we'll throw you the ball, maybe we won't. Things like that. It's hard to really, to draw a comparison, but it's very. You have to think for yourself. You have to have your own ideas. You have to have your own beliefs. You have to believe in something so strongly and really be willing to die for it in a way, because you're going to be tested when it comes to that. And your character, who you are, what you stand for, has got to come from inside, and nobody can tell you that. And I think that was a lot of what my struggle was at first. I didn't really know who I was unless a coach was telling me where to go.
Wow. Or
do this drill or do that. So in that respect, I think, and some people come in and, I think Mojo Rawley's the type of guy, and I don't, what he does is a little goofy, but he knows who he is in that regard. He knows who he is as a professional wrestler. Most athletes don't. They have no idea, and it takes them a long time to learn.
And I think Titus O'Neil is another good example of someone who's come a hell of a long way in a short amount of time.
Yeah. I think Titus O'Neil was he was a product of frustration, at times, because he's a big guy. He's got a lot of talent. He's certainly a good athlete, and when it comes to professional wrestling, I mean, you put him out there, and I think JBL says all the time, and I don't know if I completely agree with it, but he has everything that it takes to be a world champion. Mm-hmm. And when you're being told things like that and it's not happening, I think Titus came in a year and a half after I was in FCW, and when it's not happening, he just made the choice where he's going to start kicking in doors until he gets at least somewhat of what he thinks he deserves. So he's done a great job in that regard. He has not quit. He's fought, and he's being rewarded for it.
Speaking of doing a great job, you tweeted, I believe, just the other day, arriving at the Performance Center at 4:59 in the a.m. Is anyone there when you arrive that early?
Well, I would love to take credit for that. I was leaving the house.
Oh, well, whatever. I mean, you got there probably by 5:30 maybe.
Did we lose you? A-Rye.
You there?
Oh, there you are. So, okay, so you got there maybe shortly after 5. Regardless, though, was anyone... Do you have a key, I guess?
I do have a key. There is one guy... Yeah. They gave me a key when I was a broadcaster, and probably not a good idea now because I won't leave.
Right.
But they... Matt Bloom, Tensai is the head coach there now, and he's there. God, he's there. He's working his ass off up there. He's there by 6:45, and I do have a key, but it's not like something where I'm keying myself. I mean, he's usually there. There's usually one or two other people there, and then me, and I'm I'm certainly one of the first, if not the first person in the door when I have to be there, and I'm there. Now I'm there 4 or 5 days a week. So
sure.
I'm selling out for this, man. I mean, I believe that I should have been out there. I honestly believe That time has been taken from me. I should have been in the ring the entire time, and I'm coming back for what's mine. And that's just kind of the mindset that I wake up with every day. And these opportunities don't come around often, and I've been fortunate enough to get another one. So I'm going to make the absolute most of it.
Definitely will. Take us through a day, not necessarily over the past 7 months, but let's say as you've progressed over the past month. What's the day in the life of you at the Performance Center? So you get there early. Are you on a strict schedule? Because I know you're not like obviously one of the trainees. You've been there for years. You know what you're doing. Are you kind of like on your own schedule, or are there certain things that you have to take part in?
Well, there's a guy, and I have to give him a lot of credit, Brian Duncan, who's I guess he's the head, not the head personal trainer, but kind of the head of sports medicine down there.
Mm-hmm.
And from day one, the knee was, I thought I needed another surgery. They thought I needed another surgery at one point. Nobody really knew what was going on. And then Dr. Amen, another guy who's the head doctor at WWE, was just kind of took control of the whole thing and sent me to somewhere else to get an MRI. And we kind of got down to a point where we kind of found out that it needed to recover strength-wise. And so I started going to the Performance Center every day. And Brian Duncan was there, and we would literally work for 2 to 3 hours on basic footwork stuff. From balancing to doing hopscotch, to being on one foot and throwing a ball, to jumping off one leg, like literally very, very basic stuff, to the point where it was like I was almost learning to run again.
Sure.
The knee, it was like a brand new knee, and I had no balance on it. I felt very uncoordinated, and it was humbling in a way where I never had gone through a recovery like that. And he was great. He knew when to push me. He knew when to pull back. He would ask me how the knee was. If it was a little bit tender, I would get 1 day off, and then I'd come back and it was stronger. And it started as 3 hours of that, and then it turned into about 2 hours of footwork, and then just slow drills in the ring, where I was changing directions, kind of jumping up on a rope, landing, just kind of, I don't want to say boring stuff, but just very, very basic, simple movements, really, and then it just progressed from there.
And you've progressed a hell of a lot since then, which is really cool. Back to your roots, if you will, your football roots. Did you ever get a chance, as you know, the Shamrock Series Holy War happened this year, BC Notre Dame. Did you get a chance to do that during your playing days? I know it only happens every 5 or 6 years.
No, we did not do that. We played them every year, but I was not involved in the Shamrock thing. I did play a little bit of special teams at Notre Dame, which was touchdown Jesus and all that stuff, and getting off the bus at ND. At South Bend, it was just, I'll never forget that. That was an absolute incredible experience. It
is neat. I got to go to Fenway this year for it, and it was just being inside of Fenway itself is historic, but then when you know this history between the two teams, and even though BC's on a bit of a down year, they had like their 9th string quarterback playing, they gave Notre Dame a tough time.
Yeah. Do they ever have an up year?
Well,
there is. I hate to talk that way about my alma mater, but there is mediocre as it gets. Those guys every single year. So when Matt Ryan was there, they were kicking ass.
But you always got Flutie, right? There's that.
Yeah, we have Flutie.
It's okay, man. I get it. At least your school has some respect in the country. I'm a TCU fan, and we win and we go down in the rankings.
Well.
So,
yeah, they got respect for BC's got respect for their academics. Yeah, and that's about it.
Well, since it is the holiday season, we were talking about some of our favorite Christmas memories. Obviously, growing up, I imagine I used to listen. Your dad had a nationally syndicated radio show at one point, didn't he?
I believe so. Was it Kylie and the Coach?
Yeah, I remember listening back in the day. So I imagine he was on the road a lot and stuff. And when you got together for the holidays, it must have been fun. Like, what's a favorite Christmas memory for you that sticks out?
Oh man, my parents, we had neighbors growing up, and they would always throw a Christmas party. They were pretty wealthy people, and they would open their house up to the neighborhood. the night before Christmas on like Christmas Eve. And I remember one year, I should be telling a story, but I remember one year, me and my brother, they were, everybody's drinking. And my parents weren't big drinkers, but they would, the family next to us were. So they would have this party. And we would go over there, and I think one year, me and my brother got into a bottle of Wild Turkey or something, hiding around the corner. That was a pretty fun memory. He was, he was a certain type of kid. He was pretty fearless, and he was 3 years younger than me. And any time, he was in the mood to get into a little bit of trouble, it was a good time.
Mm-hmm. Wild Turkey at Christmas time. Don't get no better.
Yeah.
yeah, especially when you're maybe 16 years old. The next morning wasn't too fun.
That is a hot toddy if I ever heard it. Jesus.
yeah.
Good Lord, Scotty, go ahead.
Well, I mean, you mentioned about being in this cage. You mentioned that experience in your life growing up. You talk about all this stuff and how it shapes you and finding yourself. What can we expect? What is going to shape you with these holdups, with these injuries? How is that shaping you for when you come back to the ring?
Well, I don't see it really as, I've been through injuries my whole life. I don't see this as, I never went into this surgery thinking that it was going to be a career ender. Did I get a little nervous when I came out and it just wasn't getting better? Yeah, I did. But I was reaffirmed that eventually it was going to be okay, and I always had confidence in that. What really showed me who I was, and again, you come from football where it's pretty ABC, and if you do what you're told and you beat the guy in front of you, that's good, and if you lose, that's bad. And when you get here, you don't really quite know how do I win this? How do I become a success? How do I be great? And I'll tell you, when they had taken this from me, and for whatever reason, and I was doing the commentary, and again, certainly a good opportunity to do it. Did I believe that I should have been in the ring 100%? Did it feel like a cage? Yes. In the regard that I was sitting there every single Monday night watching people out there that I felt that I was better than. Mm-hmm. But yet I couldn't get in there. So the cage is really the best metaphor that I can come up with. I learned who I was as a professional wrestler. I knew when that was over and they put me back out there and I had, the opportunity to get in the ring with Kevin Owens, it became very clear to me what I need to do to be a success here. And that's really go out there and tell the truth, be fearless, and swing for the fence. I mean, I'm not pulling any punches. I'm not gonna not say anything because of political reasons. I mean, when I come back, I promise you, I'm going for it.
Yes.
Now, whether I become WWE champion or I'm in NXT for the next 3 years, regardless of where I am or where I'm placed, I'm swinging for the fence. So it's gonna make a loud noise, and I'm sure you guys will hear it. But I have no more. I don't want to say I have no more fear, because I certainly fear things, but very little at this point.
I love the sound of that. I love the honesty, and that it's not cliche. That it's your story, and even if the fans may not find that to be a favorite, I look forward to that.
I was told that I can't talk about. I was told on commentary. I'm not going to say who said it because it doesn't matter. But I was told I can't. I made a comment about somebody. The guy was the WWE champion at the time, and I said, that's what it takes. That work ethic is what it takes to be WWE champion. Now I was pulled aside right after that broadcast, and I was told that I can't say that because I'm never going to be a WWE champion, and I have no idea what it's like.
Jesus.
Now, when I don't know if that would be painful for anybody else, but that was. I can't tell you how frustrated and how pissed off I was.
Yeah.
And why I didn't. I mean, the fact that I didn't lose my job right then by saying something or doing something is shocking to me, because I was so. It took me weeks to get over that. I still haven't, if you can't tell. But that's the type of thing where if when it felt like I was in a cage, I'm sitting there every night talking about people, telling people how great they were, or how great they are, and how bad I was. And that's BS, and that's not the way I'm going to be remembered. And so I'm really out to take back what I always felt was mine.
Well, number one, I mean, that kind of feedback to me is completely ludicrous because, I mean, and like I said, I'm a commentator on the Indies. Like, your job is to put people over. And by you saying that's the kind of work ethic it takes, that's you putting that person, to me, that's just baffling. So I understand your frustration.
It was the most insane thing. It was the dumbest thing to say to anybody.
Yeah.
It does no good, but that's not, but that's what I'm saying. Without the cage, without the pain, without the suffering, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't have a clear vision of what I'm trying to do when I come back. And that is, that stuff is never going to happen again, to me. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to, I'm not going to say I'm going to die before I let it happen, but I'm going to fight for my life.
Right.
In every single backstage, in every single match, in every single, I mean, you might have to physically put me into some certain things if I don't want to go. It's going to be great. It's going to be highly entertaining, and I hope people that are watching respect it because I am guarding this with my life. I truly love it, and I want it to be good. I want it to be entertaining. I want it to be real. I want people to see the passion that I have for this business.
And that's also what the fans want. If there's anything we've seen recently, it's that they want real. Go ahead, Chuck.
I was gonna say, Alex, have you been able to, I guess, resolve or like have a discussion with the person that said something like that to you, just out of curiosity, and tell them, hey?
It would do no good. I mean, it doesn't. Those things are said. I'm not gonna sit here like it's. Those things are said kind of in passing all the time. I was told. Well, you should be happy that you don't have to get beat up anymore. I mean, I was like, oh, who in the hell that works for the WWE would be happy that they don't have to get beat up anymore? Why are you working here?
Yeah.
I'm going to say, then you sit there. You sit at the desk, and you let me do what you're doing. Because I signed up to get beat up. Like, when I signed on the dotted line at the WWE, I was like, okay, great, we can, contact sport, let's go.
Right.
So it was a lot of those things. It was a lot, and I don't, these people never probably meant, and the point is they probably never meant anything by it. 90% sure that they didn't, but I was offended. So, and it kind of lit a fire inside me. So that's it. I mean, I'm going to come back and I'm going to fight for the opportunity to get beat up every day.
Well, speaking of that fire, I think the perfect way to close this out is by quoting a tweet from you recently that says, "I'm going to start demanding to be put through every table and chair in an arena with 14,000 people for therapeutic reasons alone." Hell yeah.
Yeah. That came from just watching, just sitting there watching TLC and not being there. And it wasn't anybody's fault. I had been hurt and all that stuff, but I'm just dying to get back out there. That's all. I see it as such a cool thing.
Yep.
When you watch really what it is in its purest form, it's so incredible. So just dying to get thrown through a table or a ladder or something like that.
See, I can't agree with that more because we want to see you out there, man. But
yeah.
I feel like people like you, and this is not to whatever, but I feel like you would be the best kind of champions because it would come from the realest emotions, and that's what fans eat off of, real emotion. Mm-hmm. Why wouldn't they put a championship on someone like you?
Remains to be seen. Just got to hope for the best.
That boggles my mind, Johnny.
We're ready.
Well, yeah. I hope it happens. Certainly going to bust my ass to give it the best shot I can, and I feel like I'm in a good place. I have experience here. I have experience, as a commentator. It did teach me a lot about, just the inner workings of things, and I feel ready to go. I feel like I'm very prepared for what's going to happen, and even if they did you know, if I do become the WWE champion, if I do become the United States champion, I am more than prepared. So I don't know if I could have said that 5 years ago.
And we cannot wait to see it. Obviously, all our fans are behind you. We're your biggest champions. So thank you, number one, for being on the show once again. And also, happy holidays. I hope everything goes great for you. And
thank you guys very much, always, for the opportunity to get on here, because, you know, you certainly, you guys were a huge inspiration for me kind of getting back.
Do we lose him?
Are you there?
Yeah, thank you.
There you are. Oh, of course, anytime, Alex. Alex Riley, WWE on the Twitter. You know him, you love him. Thanks, Alex. And, dude, we're going to talk to you very soon, and hopefully we'll see you on our TV screens before that.
Amen.
All right. Take care, guys.
You got it,
Hey,
man.
happy holidays.
Cowboys are having a tough year. Hang in there.
Thanks, man.
Later, brother.
Yeah. All right, guys.
All right. That was so cool, man.
Fire burns.
Hell yeah, man. He's the best, and it was so great to have him back on the show. Before we go, we do have to mention the Final Four of the World Title Series. It's
Alex Riley.
Nope.
What?
It's Lashley,
Confused.
Eric Young, Matt Hardy, and EC3.
Oh.
So, I mean, that's a pretty solid Final Four right there.
Pretty solid Final Four, coming down to two of those guys who were in it months ago.
We're just
for
gonna
the
have
title.
to, yep. We're just gonna have to wait until January 7th now to find out.
So,
And a happy birthday to EY, too.
Happy birthday, EY.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
he probably blows out the cake and eats the lit candles. That guy.
He
So
probably gets,
crazy.
He probably gets real mad, you know. But yeah, so we're giving our predictions or whatever last week. So now we have the Final Four. We got plenty of time to talk about it, since I guess they're not going to decide it till the new year. But Lashley, Eric Young, Matt Hardy, EC3, EC3 and David Richards. What a match that was!
Yeah.
Wow. Kudos to them. Powerbomb into the 1%er. Loved it. But with that said, this has been a full show. It's time to put ourselves over. Scott and Arbor, go!
You can follow me on Twitter at Curtain Jerks, and you can listen to my comedy wrestling podcast, Curtain Jerks, available on iTunes and SoundCloud. Also, my comedy video game podcast, 16 Bits Podcast, also available on iTunes and SoundCloud. So if you want some ridiculous, come join in.
And happy holidays, buddy. Chuck Rice.
Likewise.
You can find me on Twitter at crice17. You can find me on Instagram at Chuck Rice. Happy holidays to all of you.
Love that. Of course, follow Dale Rutledge at The Walking Dale on the Twitter. Next week, we have our best of for the year, and trust me, you're going to love it. It took a lot of time to put together, but for those of you who may be newer listeners, you can go back and be like, oh, that person was on the show. I got to go back and listen. So it's going to be a full hour and a half of us just enjoying our favorite moments from this past year, which is really cool. At Wrestling Buds on Twitter, Facebook.com/WrestlingBuds. Yeah.
Can we tease them about who any of the people are?
Oh, there's so many. Go ahead. Give a couple.
I mean, well, Scott's future fiance is on the show.
ODB's on there. Xavier Woods is on there. Ken Anderson's on there.
Well,
Austin Aries, Thea
that's not much
Trinidad.
of a tease. You just basically told
Okay.
them everything.
There's a lot. No, I didn't. There's like 15 people.
Hey,
It's
do
awesome.
it this way. No, you did it wrong.
Yeah.
That's what you did right there.
There we go.
You're like the guy that told Alex Riley he's doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Now
Sure.
he's got a fire in him, and he's going to show you what's what
Yeah, I'm a
next week on a pre-recorded
Yeah, but-
episode.
Yeah.
But-
Who the hell do you?
never
Who
mind.
the hell do you think you are?
You son of a bitch.
Hey, where can you get that shirt there,
You
Johnny?
can go to ProWrestlingTees.com/wrestling and Padres. Thank you to everyone who's made the purchase and tweeted us the picture of you wearing it. You look good. And we appreciate you. At Jay Quasto on the Twitter. Once again, Philadelphia, Saturday, December 20th. Hit me up for the comedy shows. And Wednesday, December 23rd, back home in Bethlehem. It's going to be so much fun, so hit me up there. Otherwise, enjoy our best of. Have a happy holiday and an amazing new year. I don't know if we're going to have a show for the new year because the studio's closed. So with that said,
And stay safe.
yeah, stay safe. Stay happy.
Stay away
and,
from that wild turkey.
Stay away from that wild turkey, and we can't thank you guys enough. With that said, happy holidays, everybody!